Today is January 14th, 2021. I am Rachel Dworkin at the Chemung County Historical Society, and I'm here interviewing for the COVID project.
Kurt Ripley.
Okay, Kurt, I understand that you had COVID. Can you tell us about your diagnosis, what it was like being sick?
Sure. Well, let's see. This is back the weekend of Halloween. And my wife works at the Arnott Ogden Hospital. So a couple weeks before that, she had come home with runny nose, kind of not feeling too well. And we didn't pay much attention to it. And so I had gone for training the week before Halloween to work at the election. Was going to go and do throughout the day and work the election. But on Sunday of that beginning of that week, Sunday and Monday, wasn't feeling very well. And so I told my wife, I said, I'm not doing too well, but we said, let's not worry too much about it. But I did call the election office and said, gee, with this thing, with the COVID, I better not go in because I really don't know. My symptoms, though, were lightheadedness and dizziness. I'd get up and the room would spin on me. But we thought, I don't have the congestion. I don't have the loss of smell and taste. So we thought, maybe I'm just having a problem with something else. So it got to be like Tuesday and Wednesday, and I just couldn't shake it. And so on Friday of that week, first week in November, I did go up to the Arnott Ogden subsidiary office, I guess, up on Westinghouse Road, and had them do the test. Lo and behold, Monday I got a call that, yes, I was positive. So then my wife has to figure she better get checked too. So she went in the next morning, and she was also positive. But she didn't have any really heavy symptoms other than that 2 or 3 weeks earlier with the runny nose. So she was fine. But what happened is we had to do the 2 weeks of quarantine, which was quite an experience for both of us to be sitting home together. And a lot of friends came through with food for us. We did our first shopping online, which we've never done before, so that was an experience. But all in all, came out pretty well. We both were okay. So after that, thank God I did not have to go to the hospital, neither my wife or I. So I guess based on some of the things you've seen on the national front with the problems that people are having, I'm very fortunate.
And you haven't had any after effects or any prolonged problems?
Not really. No. The other day I wasn't feeling too well because I know I've read that too, that you can have some of that come back. But it was only for a day or so, and I was fine. So all in all, I'm doing pretty well.
Okay. So you were also recently vaccinated. Can you tell us about how that went, how you managed to get in on that?
Sure. Well, I'm a volunteer with the Disabled American Veterans. I drive once a week to Bath. I take veterans up to the Bath VA for their medical appointments. And so, fortunately, Bob Bly, the director, hey, Kurt, we're going to be taking the guys up if you want to get the shot through the VA. It wasn't through Steuben County. It was through the VA. Sure. So we went up last Tuesday. The date, I'm not exactly sure what it was, but it wasn't too bad. It was just like 10 or 12 of us that were up there at the time. Had to fill out the regular paperwork. There was no long waiting in the line kind of thing. So it worked out quite well that we all got the shot. I had the sore arm, and that was about it. I didn't have any other. They said you may have some other things come up, but basically it was just my sore arm for a couple of days. So I go back on February 2nd for the second shot. So I guess when we talk to friends and say, my wife and I have gone through 2/3 of the whole COVID, because she also had a shot. She gets hers next week, her second one. So when you look at the situations going on in this country, we both look at each other and say, boy, both of us in the same household getting that shot is pretty fortunate.
So she works at Arnott.
Yes.
What does she do at Arnott?
She's the hearing screening coordinator. What she does when babies are born, they're screened, their hearing is tested, and so she coordinates that with that in the Corning Hospital.
Okay, and it was through the hospital that she was vaccinated?
Yes, yeah.
Do you know which vaccines either of you received?
I think it was Moderna, yeah.
For both?
Yep.
Okay. You had talked a little bit about being quarantined. Can you elaborate on what that experience was like?
Well, being retired, I'm kind of used to, in the wintertime, being at home reading, doing a lot of reading and Netflix and some other things. But my poor wife, she wasn't used to that. So she went through 3 big puzzles, is what she did during the 10 days that she was quarantined. So, but it was good. We, no major issues. Couldn't go outside, really. I mean, we did go for some walks. But all in all, it was okay.
Okay.
All in all, it was okay. Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to add about how the pandemic has sort of changed your life or changed your routines in terms of holidays or shopping or any of that?
Well, we have 3 grandchildren and my daughter and son-in-law that live down in Pittsburgh. My granddaughter, my 3rd granddaughter, was born last March. So we had an opportunity to get down and spend some time with the 2 other children while my daughter had the baby. But as you know, after that, we weren't really, it wasn't appropriate or it wasn't good for us to go down and spend any time with them. We did get to go down in October, but we had to stay outside. My son-in-law is real particular about this thing. He's been very cautious about the COVID issue, but so we sat outside in October. Got a chance to didn't hug the kids. We didn't come inside. Fortunately, we built a fire outside so we could all sit around and talk. But that's been tough. My wife, it's been pretty tough. Our granddaughter and my son and daughter-in-law up here in Campbell, we have been able to spend some time with them. In fact, as soon as we tested positive, we got a hold of those guys because they had been with us a week or so before that. And so they went and got tested, all 3 of them, and they were negative. So that was a good situation for us. We were a little bit worried about that with our granddaughter up there. But so it's been kind of hard. My wife, we really enjoy the kids, being with the grandkids, and thank goodness for FaceTime. We're doing that about 3 or 4 times a week with the kids, but it's nothing like being there. And our granddaughter is 3, my grandson is 2, and the baby will be 1 in March. So we're not getting a chance to share that time with them. So, but we are hoping. I get my 2nd shot the first week of February, like I said. I guess it's 10 days or so they want you to wait. So we're hoping to go down for our granddaughter's birthday in the first part of March. Okay. So that's how kind of it's impacted us most directly.
So you got tested. Can you tell us a little about where you got tested and like what that entailed?
Well, so it was, like I said, it was at the Arnott subsidiary office there up on Westinghouse Road. And when you tell them your symptoms, yep, come on up. We got to have you come up. And it was literally when they go into your nostril and do the test, a little bit uncomfortable, but I survived it okay. But at that time, it was still the spinning, so they gave me a prescription for vertigo. People, when they get off the merry-go-rounds and you're kind of dizzy, and that's kind of what it was. I had a couple of times it was very serious. I'd lay there in bed and the room would just spin on me, and that wasn't good. So, but went up there. She gave me the prescription. I ended up not, after she called and said it was the COVID, I didn't take the prescription. But so that was pretty good. It was on a Friday, and then they called me on Monday and said that, yeah, it was positive. So all in all, it wasn't bad, but there wasn't a line. You had to have an appointment, so that was good. So.
And was that done indoors or drive-through?
Oh, it was indoors. Yeah, it was indoors. Because it was an appointment, there was no crowd around. It was just myself, literally. And then it would have people sequence in. So that worked out pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to add or talk about?
I just, across this country and what's going on, it's just devastating. It's just absolutely devastating when you watch it at night and see what's going on with this COVID. We always, I try to, with people, that please wear the masks. No matter what, wear the mask until we get through this whole thing. I know a lot of people don't want to do that, but, just what I felt was minimal compared to what you see across in people and what they've struggled through. So I just urge people, please wear the mask until we get through this. So
okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for participating, and Then have a good day.
You're very welcome.